All right, so there's the marquee and the little memory card. It's kind of like I'd rather have a fake one of these than that little mini coin door, even on a bar top. So like the way I have it set up is on the bar top, but there's really no need for for that little coin door. So I ordered one of these, and I'm not the first one to do this. I actually got the idea from a buddy online. He did it and he ordered it, and I requested it. So it is on acrylic. It's not just a sticker, and it does have some adhesive in the back. So what I'm going to do is remove the coin door, the mini coin door, and then this should just stick right over it, covering the hole. And I'm not going to fill the hole or anything like that. It's just going to stick right over it, and it'll look a lot more like a big red cab with this now. And on this thing, I was a little nervous because I saw these little scratches and stuff on it, but there is a protective film over the marquee. And so I'll peel this off, right before I apply it or add it to the system. So that's going to be an adventure, but yeah, everything's looking good. Been thinking about kind of the strategy in doing it. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is remove the mini coin door. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to remove the control panel, which I've kind of mentioned it before, but I'll say it again, that you're going to remove these 3 screws on both ends. So I'm going to remove the control panel. That I think will give me a lot easier access to the to that area, so that I can unscrew it, because I believe it's just kind of screwed in place. Just to get it out of there. This memory card placard has adhesives on it that I'm just going to basically stick over the hole and just patch the hole with this. There's not going to be anything there. So that should be pretty simple. Then I'm going to kind of put everything back except for one side. I'll probably leave those screws over. And what I'm going to do is tip over the Mvsx on its side, because I'm going to have to remove at least one panel. And I kind of just, for some reason, I just want to do it on this side. So since I'll already have these 3 removed, I'm going to see if I can just kind of, without having to screw them back in and tipping it over, just kind of tip the whole thing over, and then just remove the remaining 5 screws. Remove the panel, slide out the marquee, slide in the new marquee, screw everything back in, apply the memory card headphone placard, and done. And it'll, have a different look. So that's the plan. All right, so I remove the control panel, and this is the little mini coin door that's there. As you can see, there's just a few screws. Let's see if I can zoom in there. Yeah, so there's just a few screws there, the Phillips head. And this was my wiring job there, so you can see that they're there. So I'm just going to remove there. So there's a 3rd hole here. I wonder what that's about. It's interesting. But anyways, I'm going to remove those 2 screws, and hopefully that'll just get rid of the coin door. I stick my toothpick through there. Toothpick, baby. And it'll just kind of help push it out, like so. Just enough to where you can grab it. And then I'm guessing you can just pull it out so you don't scratch your panel. And that's it. So here are the 2 screws for it. And now the panel is removed. So what should happen, this should cover it up completely. Yeah, so anyways, just put everything back together, and then we'll stick this with the adhesive that it has. It's not necessarily going to stick right there where the hole is, but it should, give you enough, there's enough surface to stick to. And it's pretty tight space, so you got to do it just right. So hopefully I won't fuck that up. All right, so as I mentioned earlier, in order to remove the marquee, the tip has been to lay down your Mvsx on one side, and I'm going to remove the entire panel in order to get to this, so that I can just slide it out and then slide the new marquee in. At least that's the plan. So let's try it out. All right, so besides the screws that are here on the sides, you're also going to need to remove, there's 3 screws here that are for the rear panel, but I think that attaches to the side panels. So just kind of remember that. And those screws are a little bit smaller, or shorter, I should say. So just make sure not to put the wrong screws. Well, they're not going to fit either way, but yeah. So besides the top, whatever you're going to get from the top, you got to unscrew the 3 back screws as well. All right. So after I removed those 3 screws, it still felt kind of snug. And, you know, me not wanting to screw anything up, I figured I'd just go ahead and remove the whole rear panel. And the monitor is hooked up to it, so I'm going to remove the 2 screws here and here. So yet more things to do. So you're going to remove all the ones on the top, get rid of the rear panel, and unscrew the bracket, at least the one that's hooked up to the monitor itself. I mean to the panel. So I'm going to remove those, and hopefully it'll be a lot easier to move the damn thing. Yeah, so once you remove those screws from the back, then you can actually remove the entire panel. I will say that the screws here on this side, because of this wood, it's a little bit difficult to get to. So you just have to either use a really small screwdriver or, you know, just take your time. And they are screwed in, so it's using a wood screw getting into that. So we'll see if I can get it perfectly aligned. Hopefully it'll work out, but yeah, so you're gonna have to remove the back panel, all the screws for the side, plus the monitor brackets, and in order to get to that marquee. So not the easiest thing in the world. I mean, it's not super bad, but you know, there's a lot more steps than I thought. Another tip is that when you put the rear panel back on, if you're using a flashlight or something, make sure you remove that first, so you don't run into any issues. So I kind of screwed the back panel back on with the freaking flashlight lock back there. So I decided, like, okay, what's the best way to do it? Do I remove the rear panel again to get it, or do I just remove the front panel and then grab it from there? And this is definitely the easiest way to do it, because it's only, you know, 6 screws versus a bunch of little ones. But yeah, if you're using anything to help you while you're working back there, make sure to get it all out. Anyway. All right, so here it is, the Marquee upgrade, or change out, whatever you want to call it. I really wanted something just to kind of shout out Neo Geo. And you can kind of compare it to the original. I think it looks really nice. It really pops. I think Joe Sabo does a wonderful job. It's even less washed out than the original Marquee, and that's saying a lot, because the original Marquee is kind of, you know, people really brag about it, and it looked great. But I mean, if you compare it to this one, the red just really pops. Trying to like focus a little bit better, but yeah, the camera doesn't really. The camera actually makes the original Marquee look even worse, but yeah, there's just no denying the fact that this Marquee replacement is, the color on it just really stands out. The light shines through really well. I was a little concerned because it actually had red on both sides, and I didn't know if it was going to block a lot of the light, but I think what it actually does, it just enhances the color better. I don't really know the science behind it, but I know that the original Marquee, let me see if I can turn on the light here. All right, so the original Marquee is, it comes with a, you know, it's kind of like white in the background, so maybe that's what kind of makes it look a little bit, the red isn't as bright. But like I said, before I did this, I thought that this was like super nice, and it is a nice Marquee. But now that I have this one here, you can really just see the difference in the color, like in the red. And I mean, he did a great job with the font, and you know, having the little circle in between the Neo Geo. I mean, he knows, you know, he knows what he's doing for sure. And I'm gonna try and zoom in on here too, so you can see the red here is a little bit kind of washed out, I guess. But by no means does the Marquee suck. It's just there really is a difference. That's pretty awesome. The other thing I didn't really mention is the memory card, the headphone jack memory card holder. So there's like the faux coin door that comes with the original. And so what I did is I ordered this from Joe, and it just comes with some adhesive and it just sticks. So yeah, this is the modded Mvsx that I started with the buttons and the sticks. Basically changed out the sticks. In a previous video you can see how I did that, and hopefully that helps if you're interested in doing something like that. And then in this video just covered a new Marquee and a new plate to cover the mini coin door that was there. And this is from Szabos Arcade. Now I will say something about that is that Joe's a busy guy, so expect, you know, it says 7 to 10 weeks on the on your order. What I would do is maybe do like a screenshot of this system, and I'll kind of leave it here. It's like, do like a little screenshot of this system if you're interested in actually doing the full thing, or even if you just want to do the little headphone memory card plaque. Or send him an email and just let him know that you're interested. But show him this as, I guess, as an example, and so he'll know, because he just, you know, he did this job for me. This plaque he already had on file, I'm sure, because he had done it for someone else, and I basically used an image that they shared, and as what I wanted, to let him know that that's what I wanted. And this, I don't think he's done this for anybody, so I sent him a picture of kind of what the concept was and what I wanted, and basically, I mean, what he came back with was even better than what I asked for. So I think my original picture, the Neo Geo, wasn't even this large. It was just centered kind of in the middle of the Marquee. But I'll say that what he ended up delivering to me is far superior to what I had asked for. So I'm extremely happy with the finished product. But does a great job. I'll probably be ordering some more stuff from him soon for another project that I have in mind. But yeah, this is really great. I'll leave a link to his store on the description, and hopefully you enjoyed the video, and it'll, you know, maybe it inspires somebody to you know, grab some new stuff to modify their Mvsx. But yeah, until next time, thanks a lot.